Hello students, in this session we are discussing the remaining parts of the female reproductive system. As you know, already we have studied the primary sex organ followed by accessory ducts. Now we are going to discuss about what? External genitalia of the female. External genitalia, okay, of the female. It is also called vulva, right? What is vulva? External genitalia of the female is also called vulva, okay? What are the major parts of it? In the groin region, we will find this groin region. What is groin region? The between the two legs, right? The thigh, between the two thighs. Here, the major parts present are, okay, there is a cushion of below the abdomen in the pubis region of the female. There is a cushion, a mass of adipose tissue covered by a fold of skin bearing pubic hair. I repeat, cushion of adipose tissue under fat covered by a fold of skin bearing the pubic hair. This region is called what? Mons pubis. Mons pubis. Below this, there are two openings. The upper opening is urethral opening. Upper is the urethral opening and the lower one is vaginal opening. What we discussed in the last session, okay, the last opening of the vagina called what? Vaginal orifice. Adanne nanu draw ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. I will call it as vaginal orifice ಅಥವಾ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು in simple vaginal opening. Okay, now by this diagram it is clear that there are, right, in females the urinary system and reproductive system both open separately, whereas in the case of males what happens? Urinary system and reproductive system both combine. ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುವಾಗ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು? ಯುರೆಥ್ರಾಗೆ ಬರುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ವಾ? That's why in a male the opening is single, right? Through urethra only semen should go out, urine should be passed out, but one at a time. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? Urinogenital system ಅಥವಾ urinogenital duct. But what I am trying to convince you here is, in females the opening of urinary system, opening of reproductive system is separate. ಕೇವಲ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? ಅದು ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Okay, through this opening urine will be eliminated out. Through this is the reproductive opening, nothing but vaginal opening, a site for flow, menstrual flow, childbirth, deposition of the semen. The entire vaginal opening, not completely, means partially. It is partially covered by a thin mucous membrane called hymen. I repeat, vaginal opening is partially covered by a very thin, delicate, which membrane? Mucous membrane. What is that called? Hymen. Okay. Usually it was believed that the presence of hymen covering the vagina partially is a sign of virginity. It was a belief like that. It was believed that this hymen will rupture only during the first sexual act. When the penis is inserted for the first time, hymen used to get torn, will rupture. Okay, so presence of hymen was the sign of virginity. But whether it is true, no. What we will call ಕನ್ಯತ್ವ ಪೊರೆ, right? Nothing but in ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಕನ್ಯತ್ವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Whether it is true, no. This hymen is so delicate, ಎಷ್ಟು thin ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, even by her physical activities like bicycle riding, horse riding, or by any other physical activities, the hymen can easily get ruptured. ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಚುವಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಿಸ್ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್, ರಾಂಗ್ ಬಿಲೀಫ್. ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಮನ್, the virginity, the kanyatva of the female cannot be determined. Is that clear? This is also a part of what? External genitalia. Next, the area around these two openings, you can see this entire area can be called vestibule. The area around urethral and vaginal opening is called vestibule, which is bordered by, which is guarded by two pair of skin fold. Look at here, this is 1 plus 1, one pair, they join at the center. This is another pair of skin fold. Totally how many? Two pairs of skin fold cover this entire central area called vestibule. The outer skin fold is called labia, L-A-B-I-A, majora, M-A-J-O-R-A, whereas inner is called labia minora, M-I-N-O-R-A. Okay, the two pairs are labia majora and the inner one is labia minora. So now the last point, which is this inner one, labia minora? Just above the urethral opening, try to understand. Above the urethral opening, at the point of joining of labia minora, there is a small finger-like erectile tissue. This erectile tissue, very important, found at the joining of labia minora. Okay, minora, above urethral opening. ಯಾವ tissue? Erectile tissue athava spongy tissue, and is called what? Clitoris. What is that called? Clitoris. So the 5 very important parts of external genitalia of the female are: number 1, mons pubis, a cushion of adipose tissue covered by skin and hair. Number 2, hymen, covering partially what? The vaginal opening. Vagina is a part of accessory duct. Idara part Allah. But which one? Hymen. Number 3, labia majora. Number 4, labia minora. Number 5, erectile tissue called what? Clitoris. It has rich supply of nerves. Rather than blood vessels, it has more and more nerves, and hence it is highly sensitive. Is that clear? This is all about the external genitalia of the female. And at last, below this, we will find a separate opening of the alimentary canal. Nothing but the digestive system opening. What is that? Anus. It is the digestive system opening. Okay, now here I want to share with you few important points related to theory and even for the NEET. Okay, as clitoris is made of erectile tissue, we say it is homologous to male's glans penis. Note down, clitoris of the female is homologous to. What do you mean by homologous? Similar to male's glans penis. Yake eradu kuda same? Because both are made up of erectile tissue. Origin ibbardu kuda enu same. Is that clear? Next point. In the opening of vagina, okay, around it, we will find few microscopic glands. You can note it down as, at the region of opening of vagina, the microscopic Bartholin's glands are present. Which gland? Bartholin gland is present. B capital. Okay, it produces alkaline mucus. Alkaline mucus that helps during the lubrication of penis. That's it. But very important point, Bartholin gland of the female is homologous to bulbourethral gland of the male. SPB. Three glands are there. Do you remember? Seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland. Bartholin gland of the female is homologous to bulbourethral gland of the female. Is that clear? This is all about which one? The female external genitalia. And one more thing, while discussing bulbourethral gland, I told you that it produces the fluid which is alkaline that neutralizes acidic nature of male urethra. Male ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, bulbourethral fluid will neutralize acidic nature of male urethra and acidic nature of female vagina. Now my question is, how female vagina becomes acidic? Yes, can you guess? No, urine will be eliminated through which one? Urethral opening, which is separate. How vagina becomes acidic? Inside the vagina, there are lactiferous bacteria are present. What? Lactiferous bacteria, they carry out anaerobic respiration, produce lactic acid. Produce lactic acid that make the vagina acidic. Why? What is the use of it? So that other harmful bacteria cannot grow in it. Vagina is the opening which is directly exposed to environment. Directly exposed to environment. Easily environmental bacteria can come and accumulate, cause some infection. ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕೆಲವು ಯಾವ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾಗಳಿವೆ? Lactiferous bacteria. By anaerobic respiration, what they will do? They secrete lactic acid that make the vagina what? Acidic, to prevent the growth of other harmful bacteria. Okay, now let us move on to the last part in the female reproductive system. It is mammary gland. Commonly called breast, which is a exocrine gland of the body. Mammary glands, tell me, a character of mammals, the class Mammalia, where we belong. Now, the mammary glands are present in male or female? Both the sexes, right? Both in male and even in the female. That's why both are in the what? Mammalia class. But it is well developed only in the adult female. I repeat, mammary glands are well developed only in the adult female. Why? Because the growth of it require the female sex hormone called estrogen. ಈಸ್ಟ್ರೋಜನ್ನಿನ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಯೂಬರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೇನೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಮರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗ್ರೋ. Even though they are well developed in the adult female, mammary glands become functional. They produce milk when? Only after childbirth. Whereas in humans also mammary gland is, males also, mammary gland is present, which is vestigial. It is functional only in the females. Mammary glands of all the mammals, including humans, all other mammals, it is the modified sweat gland. Note down, mammary glands are the modified sweat gland. What actually happened is, during the course of evolution, human evolution, on the chest region, the sweat gland only grown, that modified, and sweat gland only developed into what? Mammary gland. ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. If you go to snakes, snakes have poison gland in their mouth, right? Poison gland of the snake is the modified salivary gland. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಾಗ sweat gland modified and become what? Mammary gland or the breast. Now let us see the anatomical view of mammary gland or the breast. Thoracic region, when you take the section, right? Assume this is the thoracic region of the body. Okay, here you will find first, okay, you will first find what? Ribs. Okay, how many ribs are there? 12 pairs of what? Ribs are present here. on the thoracic region, and in between these ribs you will find few muscles. Any idea what is that muscle between these ribs called? Try to recall it. Okay, you can just label it as thank to NCERT. They just call it as what? Muscle between, okay, ribs. What is that? In respiration chapter we studied it. It is the intercostal muscle. There are two types of intercostals. One is internal intercostal, another one is external intercostal muscle. So anyhow, ಮೊದಲು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದು ಬಾಡಿಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ರೈಟ್ ಥೊರಾಸಿಕ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ribs, muscle between the ribs ಹೀಗೆ ಬರೀರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Followed by that you will find a layer of one more muscle layer. This is called pectoralis major muscle. Easy to remember. What is the upper girdle called? Pectoral girdle. ಈ pectoral girdle region ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ muscle ಯಾವುದು? Pectoralis major muscle. Okay. Now here it comes, the fully grown, the breast or the mammary gland. What is there inside the breast? Two types of tissue are there. One is glandular tissue, another one is adipose tissue. Inside the breast, two types of tissues. Number one, glandular tissue responsible for the production of milk. Number two, adipose tissue. Let me draw here. Assume this is the what? Adipose tissue, commonly called fat. Okay. The amount of fat in breast will vary. And what this fat will do? The fat itself divide the breast internally into compartments. Okay. The fat only divide the breast internally into how many? 15 to 20 compartments called mammary lobes. Mammary lobes. Now, inside each compartment, nothing but mammary lobe, we will find a cluster of cell. Andre mass of cell will be found. Cluster of cell will be found, which is called alveoli. What is that called? Alveoli. Now, this alveoli synthesize milk under the influence of, any idea which hormone? Under the influence of prolactin hormone, synthesized and released by anterior pituitary. Mothers anterior pituitary synthesize and release ಯಾವ hormone? Prolactin. Through blood circulation, prolactin will act on which one? Alveoli to synthesize milk. One mark question. Prolactin is known as milk synthesizing hormone. Okay, milk producing or synthesizing hormone. The milk synthesized from the alveoli is carried first by a tubule. Visible? That tubule is called, very simple, what? Mammary tubule. Milk from the alveoli is carried by mammary tubule. Mammary tubules of a lobe. Mammary tubules of a lobe, they join and form mammary duct. Join and form mammary duct. The mammary duct will swell. Mammary duct will enlarge. This enlarged part of the mammary duct is called ampulla, or it can be also called lactiferous ampulla. Try to recall both, very important terms. Lactiferous ampulla. Finally, the milk goes outside through the last duct called lactiferous duct. What? Lactiferous duct. Okay, inside ampulla, one mark question, it helps in the storage of milk. They may ask you, what is the function of ampulla? It helps in the storage of milk. Finally, the milk will be ejected out through lactiferous duct, which open in the front of the breast called what? Nipple. And there is pigmentation around nipple. The pigmentation, the pigmented area, the dark pigmented area around nipple is called areole. What is it called? Areole. Very important. Inside, the fat divides breast into 15 to 20 compartments called mammary lobes. Each mammary lobe has cluster or mass of cell called alveoli, which under the influence of prolactin synthesize milk. That's why it is called milk synthesizing hormone. Have you used this term alveoli before? Yes. Where? In the lungs. In the lungs also we have a structure called what? Alveoli. But what you are finding there, it is a sac, air sac. ಪೊಳ್ಳಾಗಿದೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಅದು ಅಲ್ವಾ that air sac or the alveoli in our lung helps in the exchange of gas. It is not a glandular tissue, but this is a glandular tissue. Is that clear? That is the difference. Now the milk synthesized is first carried by mammary tubule. Mammary tubules of a lobe join and form mammary duct. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು ಮಾಡುವ ಮೇಜರ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಮರಿ ಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬರಿತೀರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಬರೆದು ಬರ್ತೀರಿ. ನೋ, ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೌ these memory ducts will enlarge and form a wider structure called ampulla. Function helps in the storage of milk. The stored milk will be ejected out through what? Lactiferous duct, which open in the front of the breast called nipple. The pigmentation around nipple is called areola. Just for your reference, areola consists of sebaceous gland. Sebaceous gland andre oil glands are present. Now the last thing, okay, you have to complete this diagram. When the young ones suck on the mother's nipple, because of the sucking over nipple, a reflex action will be generated. Do you know what is the reflex action? When I switch on the torch, right, directly on your eye, what happens? You will close your eye. Do you think? No, it is an involuntary response. When your mom cut the onion, right, you will not even think. Automatically eye start producing, tear glands start producing tear. It is an involuntary response. Same way, when the young one suck on the mother's nipple, reflex action will be created that gives the nerves will carry the message to her pituitary gland. Which gland? Pituitary gland. The anterior pituitary, in response to this reflex, produces which hormone? Prolactin hormone. Meanwhile, posterior pituitary releases yaudanna? Oxytocin hormone. Both through blood circulation act on the breast. Prolactin, you know already, it stimulates alveoli to synthesize milk. Oxytocin bring contraction of ampulla and other drugs. Especially it brings the contraction of ampulla, due to which milk will be ejected out. That is the reason why oxytocin is called milk releasing hormone, or milk ejecting hormone, or milk letting down hormone. Question is very simple. Which is the milk synthesizing or producing hormone? Prolactin. Milk releasing, ejecting or letting down hormone is oxytocin, produced from two different lobes of the pituitary gland. Okay, this is all about mammary gland.